Hello, welcome to Milk Honey Rose. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Top of the morning to you. Good day with many blessings. Okay. Early morning as the birds sang. It's a new day. Okay, let me see. Let's see what Spirit has for us. Let's see what the message will be today. I feel like that's going to fall, but let's just let it be. Spirit, what do you want them to know? If you need anything from me, please visit my website, www.milkhoneyRose.org. And you can also look at the store that's attached to this video to purchase anything you would like there. Okay, this is just a random, no downloads for this one. I'm feeling something right now. What am I feeling? It feels calm, but it feels a little unsettling. Is that the word I want to use? Yeah. This is the energy of the reading. Calm, but unsettling. I don't know what this is about to be about with that feeling that I have coming over me. Calm, yet unsettling. And this just kind of like popped out in my hand, so I'm going to take it. It's the Temperance card. I heard an angel in disguise is very wise. Okay? So someone could be seeing you as very wise. Someone who is very tapped in. Okay? They feel like you have like this strength and stability to you that many that they meet or many that they come across do not have. There's something about you being able to keep your composure even when times get tough. And somehow they know this about you. So this could be someone you know or someone who has watched you go through some type of triumphant moments where you overcame something. There was something that was victorious that happened in your life. A change took place that actually really showed them who you are as a person. And they can't give you nothing less than respect for it. Wait, I meant to take that little spoon out of there. They can't give you anything less than respect for it. I heard praises to you. Yeah, it's time for it. There's something about you having strength to walk away. Somebody's not used to this because of how this came out. Like even if it is difficult for you, like the level of difficulty, they find it fascinating that you're still able to walk away, and they commend your strength when in sadness. That is actually very difficult. So I could feel where this person is coming from with this idea that they have of you. To be strong in times of great difficulty is very challenging. And this makes you their wish fulfillment because you have understanding. You are not shallow. That's what it is. That's what this is about. You are far from shallow, okay? You are deeper than beneath the ocean floor, I just heard. And they love you for that. They love you for that. That's what I'm picking up here. You are far from shallow, and they love you for your depth. Yeah, that's what this is about here. That's what I'm seeing. Your depth is very, your depth is not only insightful, but it's delightful. You are a delight, okay? When they see you, it's like, I see the light. I see the light and I know it's right. Somebody trusts you. Somebody trusts you. You are a delight because they're not used to seeing people that actually care about things. I feel like you are someone who cares. You actually care. You have a level of opinion that's valid. You have a level of opinion that is valid. What you say to them, whoever this is, it just makes sense. And it doesn't take long for them to hear what you're saying and respect it respectfully. Okay. Oh, they love you for this. Oh my goodness. You are like, the Ace of Cups just came out. They love you. I just cracked the deck to see what Spirit had to say. They love your depth. They love that you're not shallow. This is something that this person has struggled with, actually, when it comes to people. They have a hard time Look, you're like their destiny. They feel like it was their destiny to come across you in this life. And there's also something here about traveling around the world, traveling many places. But there's not many depth, there's not much depth in the people, no matter how far you go, because people aren't free to be themselves as you are. I heard to be free with yourself is a hidden treasure. You know, that's a crazy thing to say. It's a hidden treasure, but it makes sense to me too. Like, to be yourself is a hidden treasure because so many people put up a facade and they feel like they're supposed to be fake now. And it's a trick. It's a trick because you're led to believe that you must be or you must live in a way that is not your own way. To be acceptable, to be liked. And I think it all boils down to not being alone. I never thought about that until just now. Yeah. So the trick is to make you feel like you should act or be someone that you're not. Because in the mind of those who are in that state of mind, they feel that being themselves is never enough. So they must mimic who has the most views or the most likes or the most attention. And then that way they look at it like, okay, if I do that, then I won't be alone because I'll have people to be around. So if you take out all of the fake facade, phantom action, right? It just turns into individuals wanting to be united with one another. Wow. I never thought about that until right now. Thank you, Spirit, for the conversation there with that, because that was very healing. That was very healing. People choose to be fake to be accepted. However, when people do have this fake way about them, they end up attracting people that's fake, and then they don't even really have a good time around these people because those people aren't genuine. They aren't genuine. Like, if you don't have people like, okay, the people that those who think they should walk this life being fake, the people that they end up magnetizing to them are the opposite of people who they actually do vibe with or connect with on a holistic level. So that just shows not being yourself actually is harmful. And I know it's a confusing place, and it's not to shade anyone who's not being themselves, but it's to illuminate the fact that you want to be yourself. Because when you are yourself, you magnetize those who you will love and those that will love you. This is one of those things that's so simple yet so hard, right? Oh my gosh, just thinking about this, it's so simple and so challenging at the same time. And if people would just take the simplicity of these messages and apply them, their whole lives would change. It's just so small, just these little tiny things. The confusion is so potent nowadays that it's hard for people to pull away from the fake. It's so hard because so many people are fake. And I could see why it could make a group of people who aren't aware just want to do what they see because it feels like that's what everybody else is doing. So if I do anything other than what everybody else is doing, then I'm going to be like weird, strange, odd. People are going to talk about me and say mean things to me. And nobody really wants that. But at the same time, no matter what you do, good or bad, or unfavorable or favorable, however you want to say, people always have something to say. So you can't stop living off the strength of people's words that really never really align with the truth most of the time anyway. Who are you living for? Who are you living for? You living for you or them? You living for the God in you or the demons in them? That's the question. Live for you. If you see that as something that applies to how you choose to wield your will. You don't have to get tricked. I almost said chicked. You don't have to get tricked if you choose not to. And the only way not to be tricked is to want to know. If you don't want to know, and it's reminding me of that saying, if you seek, you shall find. You know, if you don't want to know, then you won't. If you do want to know, then you will. Because you'll start to search for it and you will find what you're looking for eventually. So I just really spoke about someone who's on it and someone who is not. So you, from how this is looking, you've been praised for the fact that you are different and you are whole. You feel comfortable within your own way, your own personality, you know, yourself. You don't allow yourself to stop living off the strength of others, because sometimes other individuals will be in your life and they may have confusion, but it's important to detach yourself away from others' confusion, because if you attach yourself to it, then you will also become confused when you don't really have to. You don't have to. You don't have to take on someone else's way, especially if it's not even favorable for them and you see them struggling with whatever it is. Why would you even want to try it for some people? But what I'm seeing here is someone is, I remember I was feeling calm and unsettling. Calm and unsettling is what I said in the beginning. Oh, calm and unsettling. The calm is someone, that's interesting how it did that loop like that. Because the calm is someone who is whole and knows themselves. They're able to be calm. They're able to be content within themselves and not worry about what anybody else is saying about them, because they know themselves and they know what they're here for, and they can't be swayed easily. Because if you are swayed easily in this world, you will be flipped and turned around all over the place, because there's so many different ideologies and ways of living, and many of them don't really equate to growth. They equate to stagnancy and dependency. So that's the unsettling the unsettling aspect is someone who is not aware of themselves and they feel as though they have to put up a front and be a certain way, have a certain image. All of these additional add-ons, these additives they feel like they need based off of what they see everyone else do. That's unsettling, because no matter what they do and how much they buy and how much they do things external, they will always feel a void that is very unsettling. That's why I heard that in the beginning. I heard calm and unsettling. Again, the calm person is the one who's whole, the one who knows themselves, the one who understands what it is that they want to do in the direction that they're going in. Even, because even when you know the direction, sometimes there's more, and you don't know until you keep walking, and then you'll see it, and you're like, oh, I have to add this to my things. I have more things to do now. I have to add this to my list because this also means something to me. Let me add that. Then you might see something or hear something or do something, and it tweaks something, and it like sparks something inside of you. It sparks a passion. You're like, oh, let me add that too. And over time, as you just live and walk to the sound of your own beat, and you're on your own frequency, you end up doing exactly what you have been set out to do in this life. However, if you are living within the unsettled positioning of someone who feels as though they must change up themselves and not be themselves in order to not be alone, because that's what it boils down to. People being fake, thinking that people are not going to like them for who they are, so they become something else, someone else that they feel is more likable, when the ones that really would love and respect them would love them just as they are. They would only want to help them to get better. Those are the types of people you want to connect with. As soon as you start thinking that you must be fake in order to have company and be around people, what you give is what you attract. So if you're giving fake, if you're giving the facade, that's what you're going to get. You're always going to get people that put up a facade. You're never really going to get the real. And that's no life to live. Who want to live like that? Being around a bunch of fake people that are like completely empty inside and they only think about the outside. That's unsettling. That's very unsettling. Because those are a bunch of people that are like controlled. They don't use their mind. They don't think much. They just think according to what they see others do and what is popular in that moment. And that's crazy, because that is a complete detachment from self. Okay? So for whoever this reading is for, which it really applies to life in general, this reading. However, the beginning of this message was a highlight on the fact that you have found yourself. You have, more so I should say, you have recognized yourself. You've realized the true nature of who you are as a person. And you have individuals that admire this within you because they see your strength and they see that you know when it's time to walk away. No matter what it is, no matter how important something is to you, you know when you start to feel weak to something. When you start to feel weak to a thing, no matter what it is, a relationship, a friendship, a job, I don't know, whatever. When you start to feel weak to something and it starts to really manipulate your emotions, and you know it could throw you off from focus, you must cut it off at that moment. You have to. If it's not benefiting you, if it's not conducive to growth, if it's not loving, supportive, if it does not show gratitude, that's interesting that I said that. If it does not show gratitude, that feels like, even if it's a thing and not a person, if it doesn't, I feel like showing gratitude is to give back and to accept and understand. So if you're putting your energy into anything that's like dead end, then that's not good for you. That's what I'm getting. So this is what you are really looked at for. Like, your strength in tough times is very commendable, and you have people that look at you like, how are you even doing this? You are a miracle. You are amazing. You are fantastical. You are magical. Okay? And keep doing you. Keep going, because that's the key in life, because life can get challenging, but you must keep moving. The more you move, the more things will become what? Clear. You gain clarity the more you move forward. Anytime you feel like you're supposed to do something and then you don't do it, then you'll start to feel funny because you're not listening to your soul's cry. You're going to start to feel all types of feelings. You're like, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel like this? And it's because your soul is crying, telling you to do something, and you're avoiding it or ignoring it. So it will bother you. That's why when Spirit says something to me, I listen. I don't even like try to talk back anymore like I used to. When Spirit speaks to me and they tell me not to do a thing, they telling me for a reason. They telling me for a reason, and I know that they tell me things for a reason because I've seen the result in many different ways in my life when I don't listen. So when it comes to Spirit, I listen. I do. Spirit is the realest in this life, because the unseen is what's most potent and real. The things that you can see with the physical eye, those are the illusions. Okay? Everything you do, do it with love. I'll see you in the next message.